Hey, hello, how's it going? Hope you're fantastic. Look, for the last 2 weeks or so, I've been secretly running through the shadows, relearning a skill that I picked up about 2 years ago. And it's a skill that I actually showcased on the channel maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I showcased it unsuccessfully, so you could go digging for that, but please don't. That skill is solving a Rubik's Cube. Oh, boring. But blindfolded. Oh, exciting. Now, before you rush to the comments to tell me how smart you think I am, please don't. Please hold, because I think solving a Rubik's Cube blindfolded is actually could be considered easier than solving speed solving like sub 30 seconds or something. And I'm going to tell you why. And in this video, I'm going to give you the simple code that if you're able to memorize the string of letters that is going to be required to solve this cube blindfolded, then you could literally do it yourself. I have a helmet. I have a hat here because usually when I do these practice solves at nighttime, I just close my eyes. But maybe you can't trust me, just some strange person on the internet. So instead of trusting me to close my eyes, you'll have to trust me that I can't see through this hat as I attempt to solve this blindfolded. I'll just do a hand scramble. And yeah, obviously I'm kind of just riffing off a little bit. But genuinely, if you can memorize the string of letters that is going to end up being required here, which I'll just read out as I go through my inspection, if you're able to remember them using your own code or the code that I'm going to spit out, because usually that's what people do, pair up the letters that you need to remember into little code words. So, for example, if you have to remember C and T, you remember cat, and so on and so forth. You make a little story, you remember it. I'm going to throw the letters up or just say them out loud, and you can take them, make your own little code, or you can go along with my code. And if you can remember it till the end of the video, then you'd be able to solve a cube blindfolded. And maybe it'll inspire you to at least try, because I, for a long time, thought it was really difficult, and I'm learning now that it is still really difficult, but only for the reason that my memory stinks. There's that, and let's get into our inspection. This is the process of remembering all the letters, which you're gonna do. H, G, so we'll go hog. That's a nice clean start. We've got hog, and then we've got P, Q. So for something like this, I usually do puck, even though puck doesn't have a Q in it, but I kind of just remember that it's a Q. So we've got hog, PQ, which I'll do puck. We've got UF, so maybe I'll do puck off, because that sounds like a term that I don't use too often. And then we'll just remember that it's like a U. So you can see how I'm already kind of stretching, but it all makes sense in my head. So we've got hog, puck, off, which is easy to remember because it sounds like off. After the F, we've got I, and then we hit a trigger there. So just going to check with my fingers which pieces we've hit already. So we've got hog, and it gives me a chance to kind of read it back and lock it into the brain. Hog, puck, uff, and then we've got I. Because now we can pick. We'll just go D because it's simple. Go D, W, which I'll just remember as the girl from Arthur, his annoying sister or whatever. Hog, puck, uff, I. The I is going to be hard to remember. DW. And then we've got O, T, D. OTD. Ottered. If I remember some otters doing something. We've got hog, puck, uff, I, DW, ottered. Right? DW, yeah, DW, ottered. Hog, puck, uff, I, DW, ottered. Now we've got to go to the corners. That's just the edges. If you can remember that, halfway there. Actually more. The edges are the corners are a bit easier. So we'll run that back one more time just so I remember, because trying to say it out loud is actually confusing me more. Hog, puck, uff, I, DW, ottered. Next, we'll do the corners. So we got S, G, so soggy, D O, so we'll go soggy dog. We'll just remember that it's not a G. Soggy dog. M V, so we'll go move. Soggy dog move. NV, so never. Soggy dog move never. That's pretty easy to remember. You big sloppy dog and he's not moving. Soggy dog move never. And now we should be able to go back to the top, run through the first thing, which hopefully you still remember, and we're about to find out if you could do this yourself and if I can do it right now. Okay. So, do we remember where we started? That is the question. It was something puck uff. Hog. Okay, let's go. That's hog. So that's hog. P. So puck, and it's a Q instead of a K. Puck uff, not off. So it's U, and then F. Puck uff, and then I DW. So we'll do the I, and then D W, and then we have ottered, which is just O. Is it O? Okay, it's O. O, and then yeah, it was T. Oh, I think I went the wrong way there. Oh no, I didn't. Ottered. And since there was an even number, I don't need to do the parity alg in the middle, and I also base that off of the corners, which we remember the corners were soggy dog move never, and since there's 8 letters remembered there, we don't need to do the parity alg in the middle. So now we've got QRS for soggy, and then G, soggy dog. And remember that dog was D-O, not D-G, because we already did G. So that's O, soggy dog. Or it's moves never, right? Moves never. V. N. Like that. And then V again, and that should be it. Okay, ta-da. Did you remember? Let me know. Goodbye.